Dementia is scaring me. My mother was a brilliant biologist, a tenured graduate who wrote 3 high-praised books on etymology. She'd recently retired, and I soon learned the painful reasons why. Tears trickled down her lovely, wrinkled face, and a smile wilted as she said the name of her curse. The doctor had discovered Alzheimer's. She started to lose small things at first, passwords and car keys. The disease then moved on to larger things, her cell phone, her medication, and then names. A few months ago, I moved into the house my father Jack had bought for her 30 years ago. It was my first time back in Providence since his funeral, and I knew she needed me there. The 3-story house was always too gothic for my taste, but my mother loved the wood stove, the large rooms, and the ample attic space. I found myself at the front porch, hauling 2 overstuffed suitcases, committed to be by her side as she descended into the thickening fog of dementia. She greeted me at the door with searching eyes and an odd smile, clearly at a loss for my name. I reminded her as I hugged her close, telling her it was okay, that we could work on the fuzzy details. I lifted my heavy bags into what was once the guest bedroom, below my mother's room, and unpacked my laptop, toiletries, and wardrobe. After getting settled, we'd share a pleasant meal together from a nearby takeout joint. Afterward, I'd helped her into bed after doling out her knapsack and donuts puzzle. I tried not to cry as she called me Jack and said how glad she was that I was back. I was exhausted, so I retired to my bed early that night, but I woke up abruptly at around 2 a.m. I dozed awake in the cold darkness from the thumping sound from the ceiling above me, the sound of bare feet sprinting through the rooms upstairs. I carefully dressed and rushed up the stairs to check on my mother, and I saw a silhouetted form framed by the open bedroom door. She looked to be smiling, but it wasn't the tender smile I'd known. It was a horrible, toothy grin that looked painfully wide, and as I called out Mum and switched on the light, she started smiling immediately, and a look of confusion twisted her face back to normal. "Oh, Jack, it's late. Help me to bed," she requested sternly, seemingly oblivious to her actions. "It's Michael." "Sure thing, Mom," I explained, and extended an arm to assist her walk her back to her bedroom. During the passing weeks, my mother unraveled until it became nearly impossible to carry a normal conversation. She would speak less frequently, and her conversations became more puzzling and bizarre. Mum began to mutter odd phrases as she stared blankly. Phrases such, "Come out of there," and other things like, "Come see what I'm weaving for you in the attic." One day, as I prepared her soup, she began laughing hysterically with bulging eyes, staring directly into mine as she snapped, "Why don't you crawl out of that tired old skin already?" as chills climbed my back. The days became more worrying, but the nights became far worse. I'd hear loud growling words being muttered through the air vent on the wall. She began banging the walls and grumbling about lava and pepper, and occasionally screaming while frantically scratching the floors from above. Whenever I'd climbed the stairs to check up on her, the racing feet sounded, and I'd find her in her bed, staring at me with wide, strange eyes. This week, I woke up to see her standing in the doorway to my room with that horrible, wide grin, hyperventilating through those long teeth and wide, dark eyes that both seemed disproportionately large on her face. When I asked her what she was doing and flicked on the light, her face fell slack, and I heard the clanging metal as the kitchen knife she'd been holding hit the floor. I began locking my door that night. In the past few days, she began walking back and forth, whispering to herself about molding and shedding, about how late I am, that something's wrong. She stopped calling me Jack and began calling me Harvey, her father's name. She also began to shatter her teeth during that day, and that night I've heard her enamel tapping together from the vent on the wall. It sounded far too close, like she'd been directly on the other side, staring into my room. Last night I woke up to the sound of pounding on my bedroom door and frantic scratching. I nervously drew my curtain to reveal the barred window of my room, as the scraping of a blade on the door accompanied the strange wind shadows from the gap underneath it. An awful odor spilled in from the cracks, the mix of bile and decay. The clacking of teeth have magnified, now a loud snapping that only stopped once she spoke in an awful buzzing voice that carried loudly from the base of the door. "It's time to get in the cocoon I made you, dear.